Hello, collective. As we know, this is going to be a collective message from you, from me to you. So, I came to a conclusion this morning. I had some magical things happen last night, and it opened up a door for what was going to happen today. And what I got confirmation on is a pedophile has been caught. And this particular pedophile was a groomer. So they somehow, what I saw was a middle-aged person, like around 30, maybe 40, grooming about like a 14-year-old, maybe 13, possibly could have been a little bit younger. This particular person was very naive. They had no idea what was going on with their life. I think they had been abandoned by their parents, and they were, I don't know, went through something, and one of their parents left, and then the other one groomed them in some way. So, we're gonna expose this shit, because that's what I do on this channel. So that's why I get so much hatred and yet so much love at the same time. I'm like a cop, you know. Some people respect us, some people don't. But it's because some people take advantage of the law where others don't. Some people lie and say they have gifts and they don't. 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Yes. Trapped. All right. Okay, I was wondering, oh, look at that. Is that the devil on the top? It is. Okay. So, I wanted to know the truth, which is the Page of Swords. Okay? Page of Swords cuts like a fucking knife, all right? It ain't always the answer that you want to hear. But I wanted to know how these animals were going to talk about this particular pedophile and what they did. And from the looks of it, I had a feeling that they were going to show me through animal. So we've got a bear, which a bear a lot of the time is associated with home, but in this case it's associated with the 5 of Pentacles, which is kind of almost being abandoned, being left outside the church, right? The church isn't open and won't let you in. There's no salvation, right? And so I'm getting, and then we've got shark, which is that darkness that lurks below, right? That gets you when you least expect it. And I think that this groomer is just that. I think that this shark is kind of coming through as almost like justice. You know, they're going to come through and they're going to get this bear when the bear least expect it. Okay, because and I said expected it. So it's already happened. I can't say when the bear least expects it because it's already happened. So my words already changed into the future. So into the past tense. So this has already happened. They got caught in a web of lies, okay? Now, as the Knight of Cups, I think this person, they might have got very hot and heavy about the situation, okay? They could have got really angry about being caught. And that's the thing, is because this kind of like came out of nowhere with this army. Like, so this army, and I saw, okay, I've been recently seeing this guy in my head, and he was in the military. That's when I met him. He was in the military. And then he went off and fought in the war, and then came back. And I've been thinking about him because that's the thing, is like, there are people and soldiers out there, and that's their mission, is to be a soldier, and then it comes out in 3D because they're doing their mission so good that they actually start to do it in 3D, right? When they're already naturally doing it in so many dimensions. And he's been coming through, and now we got the army of ants. Like, this is the army. This is the well, it's the 5 of Wands. It's the fight, right? It's the war. And I feel like this groomer, you know, they put you at war, and there's been a war raging against them because of what these people do to young souls. The way that they, I don't even know how to say it. It's like how they belittle these children, but belittling is not the right word. It's like the child gets raped and they say, well, that's okay because we all have been. Right? It's like things like that, like, oh, you were molested, oh, that's okay because I was. And they're, like, it may seem like an awful thing, but, they're actually allowed to do it. Like things like that come out of somebody's mouth and you're like, and you believe it, right? Because why wouldn't you believe it? You're vulnerable, right? You're like half the size, if not a quarter of the size of them. What are you supposed to do, right? Like you can't fight off something that you have no idea what's going on. Okay, so, yeah, this was successful. There's somebody's been on secret mission, and this mission was to expose this ring of groomers. I was having an awful night at work the other night. And a cook said to me, Whitney, we're going to have rainy days and we're going to have sunny days. But always remember, after the rain, there's a rainbow. And I looked at him and I was like, you're absolutely right. This is a rainy day and that's all it is. Because it ended great. But it was a storm in the middle of the shift. And when that happens. And then hear what I just said, a storm in the middle of a shift. I'm talking of a work shift because I was working. But when I said it, I heard shift, as in this is a shift. This is energy shifting. And then there's a storm that all of a sudden happens right in the middle of it. And you're like, as soon as I was about to fucking get out, you fucking start a storm. It's like so aggravating because you're almost out and then they start a storm. But it's okay because that storm that happened, it wasn't okay that the storm happened, but you've survived so many storms that this one, I just heard, two things. It was a walk in the park and a piece of cake. So it's like where people feel you might fail, don't truly know what's inside of you. They don't know what you've accomplished already. And they don't know that a little piss poor storm isn't going to stop you. If that's what was going to stop you, you probably wouldn't be here right now. Plain and simple. Okay? So that's what I got from this. Because that's the Six of Swords, is moving on, is a shift. Right? And taking something with you and just getting away from everything and being like, I know what was said. I know what you said. I know what was done. I know what was done behind my back. She just went through the Five of Swords, right? So shit just happened behind your back. You have no idea what happened, but you're putting the pieces together and you're like, I got to move on because I know that after the storm, the rainbow always comes out and I'm looking for that rainbow because I know that rainbow is about to show up, right? And then Son of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. So Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. It's almost like Daughter of Swords. Yeah, this is the bitch you do not want to come into a reading if you don't want to be observed. Because that's what she does. The Daughter of Swords sits there and fucking watches everything. Because she's got nothing else to do. She doesn't know where to go yet. So she's going to watch everything. And she's going to watch how things are happening. She's going to watch how things are going. And then she's going to bust this motherfucker under her roof that's been grooming her since day one and trying to tell her that things that are not right are right because she's in a circle. Well, it's all happened to other people. Just because it's happened to all the people around you still doesn't make it right. So don't acknowledge something. Right? Like, don't sit in a room with a bunch of victims to pedophiles and be like, well, we're all victims, so I guess it was okay because we're together. No, you would never say that. This person thinks they can fucking get away with something like that. And it's like, that's why this bitch has just sat and watched you. Right? Somebody has sat and watched this bear, okay, and how they deliver themselves, and then what happens afterwards to you. Because if you see this person, okay, afterwards, it's probably like a fucking, you probably just start to spiral out of control, right? Because it's when you detach from them again, you realize what just happened. but you don't realize it when you're in the connection. Okay? So you might see this person and then afterwards all hell breaks loose. It's because that's the devil that just opened up the door again on you. And when you see them, you get triggered because your little body experienced something and then they groomed you into believing that it happens to everybody and it's fine. Ain't no party like a Scranton party, because a Scranton party never stops. Okay? So honestly, I can hear Michael Scott in my head right now. And you know what I'm getting is like there ain't no party like a victim party. You're never going to stop until this person was caught. And it's not even about being like, I mean, I don't even know if it's about like happening in 3D. Like, I really don't think that this person is getting arrested in 3D. I think this is all happening in another dimension, right? Or they are getting arrested in 3D. Think of, I'm not even going to say it, but MG, okay, recently incarcerated for the work she did with somebody else, okay? Groomers are out there, and that's all I've got to say, okay? So now we've got an emperor with the 5 of Swords. So I think this is getting shut down, you know, like this is the emperor getting cut down, right? And this is obviously the powerful person that has been grooming you, is this emperor, okay? And I do believe that they are going to lose quite a bit of money soon. Okay, whatever it is that's happened with them, like if this is a family member and they've had some type of money hold over you or something over you, that is going to end, I heard, immediately. Okay, so somebody is going to want to get away from your energy really quick because they now know that you've exposed them. And once you expose, you can't put that shit back in the bag, okay? It's not going to happen. If you've waited this long to do it, it's not going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'll just put it back in the bag until you're ready to be exposed. Like, no one's ever going to fucking say that. So this guy or this woman is going to experience some financial loss as they get cut down, okay? And the whole point of that is to send you in a direction where misjustice has misled. Okay, and the 2 of Cups comes together because this is all going to be magic. All right, there's the World. Absolutely, something is like completely coming to an end. Okay, and that's this pedophile. They're no longer allowed to do what they think they can do because this has all been misjustice. Okay, and with justice in reverse, I almost feel like this isn't happening in 3D. Okay, but you're still going to get everything you want. Like this person probably clearly kept you from a lot of connections that you were supposed to be in. Right? A lot of friends you were supposed to be around, a lot of things that you were supposed to have, but because you had this lurking below, you couldn't fully progress in something with something weighing you down, right? So it's like this direction of misjustice gets corrected with the 2 of Cups and the Magician. So it's like, you know, if you believe in magic, you better hold on tight because something pretty magical is going to come in because of this huge shift, because this pedophile is being shut down. It's that song, Do You Believe in Magic? You know, like, unfortunately, not a lot of people believe in magic until something happens. And I mean, the world, they just might be showing you a thing or two coming up. And I'm really hearing, like, this is going to be a lot of magic. This was supposed to be shut down. This had to be shut down. This took a war. This took an army to shut down. Because you know how hard it is to take down one powerful person? Unfortunately, it's not just one witness. It's not just one person that steps forward. It starts with one person, but then in order to take somebody down that's big, you got to get a few people in there, right? So you got to get a few more people talking. And that's what this is what this army of ants did. And this is what this Daughter of Swords was able to watch, was as soon as she set the army out with the word of what this pedophile did, as soon as she sent Like, I mean, it went through birds, it went through ants, it went through plants, it went through a lot of things, okay? And in order to get to where the information needed to go, and in order to take this emperor down, I think this person worked with elements and they worked with nature. And maybe you speak to nature, maybe you talk to the birds, maybe you told your story to a fucking polar bear. You'd be amazed how much animals can actually understand you. Right? And it's like, especially if you're talking telepathic, because that's even better, right? Telepathic communication with things is so much easier to do than trying to tell a story to a dog. But like, I'm sure you can fucking do it. And like, now I just heard grasshopper. Like, maybe you just sat there and told your whole fucking story to a grasshopper that was just sitting beside you, or somebody heard, you know, and they were like, oh my gosh, now I'm getting Zookeeper. Okay? Have you ever seen that movie with Kevin James? Zookeeper. It's the fucking funniest movie, I swear. And once he realizes that all the animals have been listening to him talk all these years, he was like, I don't really want to talk about it. And they're like, okay. Says the guy who's been talking about it for 5 years. You don't really want to talk about it right now. Oh, you don't want to talk about it today? I guess you're going to want to talk about it tomorrow. So it's like, that's how I feel like maybe this worked. Is like your ability to communicate with things around you is what got this person caught. Because that's the thing, is like, what if this man is fucking 80, 90 years old now? Like, what if this was your grandmother that did this to you, or your great grandmother, or your great aunt, and they're like 100 years old now, and you're like fucking 60, right? Like, what are you supposed to do with this? Like, what are you gonna go get them arrested? They're already in depends, okay? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, they're not even gonna know what's going on. So it's like, this is just, it's going to be misjustice in 3D, because unfortunately justice sometimes just doesn't reach us. Like, it sucks, but blame it on everybody having kids. If there wasn't so many fucking people, then there wouldn't be so much work to do, but there's a lot of people, so there's a lot of work, which means you got to wait in line. Oh my God, watching The Office last night, and they go to Phyllis's wedding. And Dwight notices how many people are at the wedding, and he's like, oh, there's too many people on this planet. We need a new plague. And I'm like, oh my God, Dwight. Because like on one hand it's like funny, but on the other hand it's like we just dealt with a plague. Like, and it really didn't do anything. Because humans have become supernatural now, and we're never going to die. So anyways, a little lightness at the end of the tunnel there. I hate these fucking readings, but I mean, oh my God, look at the bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. Like, there's a huge piece of information that's been hiding. And that's why this person got caught. Like, especially, man, if your life, I was like, why didn't you guys show me the Tower card? Because that would be taking the Emperor down. And look, I just cut the deck, and there's the Tower card that tried to be portrayed using other cards, but really couldn't, okay? But, I mean, I got it, no matter what. I understood it. Oh, yeah, the tree. Yeah, taking the 5 of Swords to cut down the tree. When really, we know it's going to take something more like lightning to end this person. So anyways, groomer found. I hope it resonates. I hope this helps. Hope whoever did this to you massively pays the price, which from the looks of it, they're going to pay the price. If you want a personal reading, it's whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. If not, just enjoy the channel and enjoy all the wonderful things that come along with the channel, like truth and knowledge and honesty. Yeah. I'm going to put this down as a collective reading. It's not going to go down as a personal sign, obviously. So, yeah, I hope it resonates. Like I said, if it doesn't, I'm sorry, but maybe the next one will. Peace out.